Tell me about making Tent of Miracles, getting together with Mike Nile, and how come Spirit's so hot in '91?
There's a lot of reasons. I guess there's a resurgence of what they call 60s music, more real kind of music, less sort of synthesizers and produced stuff and real people playing. And I guess our old record company, CBS, thinks so because they're getting ready to release a double CD set. We call it a box set of our first 4 albums on 2 CDs. And it's coming out in July. And we're working on a video too, which includes a lot of vintage footage from 1967 through 1991. It'll be a home video. The album's called Time Circle, and the video is called Time Circle, the video. So that's 2 new projects that are coming out. Tent of Miracles, we recorded that. It took about 3 or 4 months to record, and mostly we played everything live in the studio, and everyone contributed knowledge and songs and writing and stuff. So it was a real group effort.
Now, Spirit actually never went away. When did the Rapture and Chambers come out?
I think it was 3 years ago.
So you've been doing albums actually all the way along, 81, 83, 84, 87, whatever that would be.
Yep.
And what's your perspective on music after being in the business for so long?
When we were growing up, we were kids. You think of all the artists that came out in that time period: the Jefferson Airplane, the Grateful Dead, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Creedence Clearwater, Spirit, Led Zeppelin. All those groups that I just mentioned are still getting airplay, and that's why every city in the country has a classic rock station. Now, if the music that came after that, like the disco and the Bee Gees, who knows, was his quality or his good music, then that music would still be playing today. But it's not. Quality of music since those days has gone downhill, and the kids, you have to give kids credit because they search out and they find quality music, and that's why there's a persistence of the quote-unquote 60s music, and there are still bands around like us who are still true to that form and doing real kind of music.
So what is your definition of that real kind of music?
It was an honest expression and a concern sort of society and what was going on, and overall social concern in the music and in the words. It was real, there was real people playing and singing, stuff all produced, boy girl stuff that sells. That stuff, dance music still sells, but who knows about it? Who's going to play it 100 years from now? They're probably going to still be playing Nature's Way and Sgt. Pepper 100 years from now because it's really good music.
Well, what makes it good?
What makes it good? I think a sense of reality.
And creativity, actually. A certain amount of stretching out of imagination.
Well, you got to be inspired, and you have to. You don't want to take chances and not want to conform, and that's Spirit has always sort of tried to do that, not conform, do what they want to do. And nobody conformed back in those days. As a matter of fact, everybody prided themselves on being different, Hendrix and Joplin, and not conforming. And the reason it got so conformist and so boring is pure and simple that record companies are businessmen. The music business is different than the creation of music. And these record companies say to themselves, well, we had just had a hit with whoever, some big rock band, Boston. Well, if every group that comes to us in the next 2 or 3 years sounds like Boston, then we'll be guaranteed of having more hits, i.e. making more money. So all the young bands out there get it through their heads that, boy, we better sound just like the hit record that's on the radio now. That's the way we'll get a record deal. And so that stifles creativity. I really believe that blame for the stifling of creativity in the music field is due to the attitudes of the record companies, which are run mainly by lawyers and businessmen. And someday I hope that'll change.
Well, so turning that around, you have your own mail order business and your own record label.
Yeah.
Dolphin Records. Is that your company?
Yeah, it's the group. We put it together and then financed it. It's pretty much paid for itself. It hasn't made us any dough, but we haven't lost any money on it either, and so we're happy about that.
And so what do you think about the independent route? Does that do the job for you?
It's very difficult because it's difficult getting records into stores and getting publicity, get radio stations to play stuff that's not pushed by a big record company, whatever reasons. So it's a difficult route either way. I don't know if there's one evil that's worse. But when it came to this album, we sent the tapes to a few people, including Clive Davis, who came back saying, quote unquote, that this material was not meaningful. He didn't find any meaning in the material.
Really?
And so after that I said, well, fuck it, I'm just going to put it out myself. So let our fans get it at least, who cares if the big record companies don't want to put it out, or they don't think it sounds like whoever they've got, Milli Vanilli or...
Must be a tough deal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. What do you think of like MTV in 67, 68? There was no such thing. Well, there was Hullabaloo or whatever. But MTV has done a lot to change music taste too.
Yeah, I think MTV it started out as very interesting and creative, and it turned out to be just like pop radio or anything that's real commercial line to make big bucks. They do things that sell. That's why you see Madonna 20 times a day. Stuff that sells. It's a vicious circle. That's why I enjoy the European format. We have a lot of fans over in Europe. We go over there once a year and do tours. I think there's more respect for culture and music history over there than there is over here in the States. Anyway.
What do you think that's about?
I just think because that place has been around for hundreds of years, and they respect tradition and artistry, and the countries, have programs that really support the artists over there, and ballet and classical music. Musicians and artists are sort of revered over there, and they're treated as royalty in a way.
And how do you feel people are treated here then?
They're treated like dog meat. They're treated like ways for the record companies to make money.
So it's just purely a commercial respect in this country then?
Yeah, I would say pretty much. I'm sure there are exceptions. There's a few people at Sony that are doing a real good job, like the producer who put together our new CD, Bob Irwin. He's a real big fan. But all in all, it's dollars and cents and numbers.
Now, in one of the books that I read, it said that you had studied with Jimi Hendrix. Is that true?
I played in a band with him for 3 months when I was 15 years old. I met him in a music store, and we dug each other, and we played in his first solo band in Greenwich Village.
What was that band?
It's called Jimmy James and the Blue Flames, and that's right before he went over to England and got the experience together.
Had he solidified his style at that point? Was there any taste of that at the time?
Oh yeah, he was starting to do some great feedback things. We were doing Hey Joe and Wild Thing, the other songs that he did later on.
So, have you spent quite a bit of time in England then?
About 4 or 5 years altogether.
And did you find that scene more satisfying?
More satisfying?
Than say in the States?
I think there's more places to get together for musicians to be together and jam and get ideas together. And LA is kind of a bad music scene right now. Groups have to pay clubs to play at the clubs, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
What, for the exposure?
Yeah, because everyone thinks, well, this is LA, we're going to get signed, all the record companies are here, so clubs say, okay, pay me $500 and you can play here.
Whoa.
So these kids get their parents or managers to pay these clubs, and they're raking in at the door, and they're raking at the bar. And it's a weird scene.
That's totally bizarre.
Yeah. Our first gig we played for Hamburgers, at least we got something out of it.
So, is Spirit doing any kind of national tour here in the States?
Yeah, we're doing a pretty big tour to support this new... Well, we've been touring to support 10 of Miracles, and then we're going to be touring back east to support the Time Circle album, which is released on July 16th.
And then Europe?
Yeah,
Going to Europe?
Probably in August.
And what's the difference between Spirit Live and Spirit in the studio?
Not a lot. I mean, if you like 10 of Miracles, you pretty much hear everything there. And you'll hear all the old songs too. We do, all the classic songs, Fresh Garbage, Nature's Lane, Got a Line on You, Mr. Skin. So people are pretty happy.
So a mixture of old and new.
Yeah, and we've got so much material, and we have to fit it into an hour and a half or whatever. So there's always songs people want to hear that we just didn't get to play because of the time. But pretty much they hear all the ones that they're supposed to hear.
Do you feel the band's doing what you wanted to do at this point?
Yeah. I'm just sort of telling you the reality because you asked some pointed questions about the music business.
I like it that, for instance, you stretch out on 10 of Miracles. And I like how the songs flow into each other. It's an album as opposed to a collection of things that could be hits.
I think you'll find that all of our albums have that certain quality to it for the songs.
Yeah.
Mood-wise.